Hey, what's going on? Good morning, and happy Valentine's Day to all y'all lovebirds out there, man. Hey, this is Real Talk with MRK. I am Martez, Raphael Kirkland, and we got a show for you today, man. As y'all can see, I got me a special guest here sitting to the left of me, man. This beautiful queen right here. And without further ado, man, go ahead and introduce her, man. She is a queen of all queens. She is definitely a beautiful soul, a beautiful spirit, and someone that has been in my life for almost a year and a half now. We got Chastain Isom.
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm
And
good.
welcome
Well,
to
thank
Real
you.
Talk with MRK, man. I really appreciate you being on the show and you know going to indulge into this podcast that we got here and engage with each other and have some good dialogue and have some fun, right?
Right.
Right. So as everybody, if you don't know, this is my girlfriend. Isn't she lovely? Hey, isn't that what Stevie Wonder said? All right, she's a beautiful soul and everything, and I'm happy to have her here. And hey, what we do in the morning on Real Talk, from Mondays through Fridays, 10:30 to about 11:30 ish. We always start off with the morning inspiration. It inspires me, and I hope it inspire you. And I pick a quote from whatever it is that inspires me, that I see, that I read, that it touches my soul and touches my heart. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Um, the morning inspiration, and let me go ahead and read it to y'all. The morning inspiration is: love is a symbol of eternity. It wipes out all sense of time, destroying all memory of beginning and all fear of an end. Let me read that one more time. Love is a symbol of eternity. It wipes out all sense of time, destroying all memory of a beginning and all fear of an end. So when I read this and I came across this earlier this morning, this is what I really thought about when it said love is a symbol of eternity, right? Love is true love, I would believe, right? Because we all have our own definitions of what love is, right?
Right.
Love, it represents something that is forever lasting, something that will never go away no matter what. Whether it's you in love with doing something, you have a passion with me, my passion is basketball and music and things of that nature. So I don't see myself ever stop loving it. I don't see myself ever, saying I would never give up on it. It's always going to be within my life. Or loving someone, or being in a relationship, or loving your children, or loving your parents. That is something that you will love to the end of time. And whenever the end of time is, or for eternity, because even when you're past and gone, you're still going to have that love for them, whether you go on to another life and live and go into heaven and you pray to hope to see them again. So love is forever lasting. Um, true love, wipes out all sense of time, right?
Right.
So when you indulging in someone and you are spending time with someone and you like to be around them, you kind of lose track of time because all you really care about and the only thing that you're concerned with is just being there with them and basking in their aura and their spirit and their how they look, because especially beauty, man. Some you can love the beauty of a person and then you just kind of get lost in how they look. That's the story. It's just like this. Um, but yeah, love, it wipes out the sense of time. You don't think about, a timetable or, you're not, you forget about all that, so you can sit there, you can talk to someone on the phone for hours and hours and hours and fall asleep and wake up and you still want to talk to each other and hear each other's voices and stuff. So love has no sense of time. Love has no sense of time in regards to there's no timetable on how long you can love someone. There's no expiration date on how, hey, I've loved you long enough. So you know what? My love has ran out. So therefore, let me go ahead and find somebody else to love. Because truthfully, if that's the case, then wasn't it wasn't love. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be. Um, it destroys all the memory of the beginning and all fear of the end.
Yeah.
It destroys all memory of a beginning and all fear of the end. Love, you don't think about the end. Now, I don't know about destroying all the memory, because if you truly love someone, you remember the good times, the great times, and stuff like that. So I don't know, kind of disagree with the destroying of the memory, because if I'm loving someone, I'm loving something, I remember everything about them. I remember how they talk. I remember what they said to me. I remember the first sight, the first time that I seen them, the first time that we had an interaction, the first date. Um, those things you don't forget about. So maybe I'm looking at it in a different way, but it does, put the rest, I would say, all the fears that you may have with that person if you truly, truly love them. What do you think, Chaz?
Well, basically, what I think, like, hit it dead on the nose. But then you also have to think about if it's going to be real, like true love. And then, if I trust in God, and I ask for His discernment, and then if He shows me the way,
that's the way you go.
That's the way I go. Yeah,
I like that. Hey, love is God too.
Yeah,
and
it took a while. Though.
It took a while for you to get there.
Yeah, but see, now that as the older I get, the wiser I get.
So why did it take a while for you to get there?
I mean, like any young, naive, like just young and naive.
So what did you think love was, I guess, when you were young?
Honestly, I thought love was, as far as like, let me just use my parents for example. Like, I saw how a man treated a woman, and my dad treated my mom like a queen. They, of course, had rough times and everything, but I always had that, And then I had my grandparents.
Okay.
So my biggest inspiration would be, where I learned it would be as, like, I saw my mom's mom and her dad, and and then that was like, I thought that was real love, because he loved her all the way till he died. And then, as a matter of fact, I think that's why he died from a broken heart from that, because she went before him.
Well, and you see that in a lot of relationships, marriages, and couples that have been together for a very long time. You if you really think about it, their lifetime, their lifespan, they have been together more than they have been by themselves or apart. I've seen it in all sets of my grandparents on both sides. My great grandparents on my father's side, they were together. I mean, like 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
And I believe it was my great grandfather that passed, and then a year to almost the date, my great grandmother had passed. And that was on my dad's side, and the same thing on my mother's side. My great grandmother Dixon May, my great granddaddy OC, he passed before her, and she followed him like a year after that.
Yeah.
And you would say that couples like that, they died of a broken heart, which is
broken heart syndrome.
Yeah, which is in a way, it's kind of awesome to see how strong that love was.
It is
that they had. So, love has no sense of time. Love is, to me, true love is an eternity. And we hope, I hope each and every one of you guys have found that today on Valentine's Day, on the Cupid Day, and Cupid has struck you. And that is the morning inspiration. So I hope you guys take that quote, read it to yourselves, find out what it means to you, and just remember, man, love has no time. Love is forever. Yeah. All right. So we got something special since it's Valentine's Day coming up, right? In this next segment. We usually do the current events. So I got this special lady here. And that's not something that, we're not going to get into the current events and politics, man. We're not going to waste the time with that. So we got a special game, and this is for me and her. And you guys can you can join in with your husband, your boyfriend, your significant other. So we're gonna play. It is called the "How Well Do You Know Them" game. How well do you know them game? So we have been in a relationship for a year and some change. I like to say maybe like
about
4 months. Because when you get close to 2 years, that's like a long time. Wow. No.
Really?
I'm joking. I'm joking. Hey, I mean, look,
it
yeah,
does.
yeah,
It actually does.
Hey, you remember when you was in high school and you was dating and you was like, we've been going steady for
together.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, and you was the couple in high school that went together like half of the year. Everybody thought y'all was getting married.
Yes. Yes.
So we're gonna get it started. I'm gonna get it started. So there's about 6 questions that we're gonna ask each other, and each of us going to get the chance to answer. Right? We're gonna get a chance to answer. So the loser, this is what the loser gets. The loser has to tell one of the most embarrassing childhood stories.
Well, I don't have nothing to worry about.
You don't have no shame? Or you don't have no?
I don't have nothing to worry. I have some, but I got. You're gonna do it. You're gonna.
You're just saying that you know that you're gonna win.
I'm pretty
I don't know. I
think I'm confident.
Confidence can sometimes make you look like a fool.
I don't think on this now. I don't know.
Oh man, so here we go. First question, right? First question is, if I could only eat one meal, meaning you, if you can only eat one, no, I'm sorry, me. If I can only eat one meal for the rest of my life, what would it be?
From the top of my head, I think it would be your mama's peach cobbler.
A meal? It's dessert.
Don't matter.
So that's what you're going with?
That's what I'm going with.
Going once? Going twice?
That's what I'm going with.
That's her answer. I didn't really have an actual meal that I would want to eat.
But you talked about
But I do talk about my mama peach cobbler. And I say it's probably one of the best. I've tasted some peach cobbler in my 45 years of living, and I've tasted some bad ones. I've tasted people who thought theirs were good, but my mama peach cobbler is probably the most magnificent peach cobbler that you would ever eat on the face of this earth. My mama peach cobbler. So if that was the only thing that I had to eat, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at it.
No.
But we said meal. But I wouldn't be mad. So I do talk about my mama peach cobbler a lot. And I also have said, hey, if you can learn how to cook my mama's peach cobbler and make it that way, hey, you in there for real. That might make you Miss Kirk. Quick. Boy, hey, I'm telling you, man, I'm throwing out nuggets like that. But so yeah, I would say I give you that one. My mama's peach cobbler.
Okay.
Every day.
If you had it was your one meal.
For every day, you know how much sugar and sweets.
If you had that.
Girl, I definitely had diabetes. I don't know how long every day might not be long because I might be gone.
See?
So
you just never know.
Okay, so I in conversation and I do because I do talk about that a lot. I give you that.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I'm gonna be kind today. All right, so your turn.
All right. You ask the same question?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Same question. What would be my favorite meal that I would eat?
I got this. Your favorite meal? I got this. It'll be some chitlins.
Wrong.
She talk about her Uncle Chitlins all the time.
All the time.
So why wouldn't it be chitlins? She eats chitlins.
I do.
She eats chitterlings.
Chitlins.
She's proud of it.
I am.
She don't know how to cook them.
No, don't know how to cook them. Don't want to cook them.
Chitlins. You know what they do? You know what chitlins are? So that's not right. See how, and you see when I said it, she was very chitlins. Yes, I do.
I do.
So that's one of the that's
that's my favorite meal.
It says eat one. Okay. So
my one Part okay, so but that would be that one meal.
Mhm.
My one meal that I would do would have to be pizza, pepperoni. I would sit
because you be buying pizza.
Yes,
That's why Micah.
yes.
That's why your son always don't like stop buying pizza all the time.
That's my
Pizza?
pepperoni.
Oh, when the last time we had pizza?
Well, I've had pizza a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. You be eating good with me. Oh, you be eating good. Lamb chops. 5-star restaurant. Oh, so all I gotta do is feed you pizza.
You know I'm not that hard to please.
But I didn't know it was just pizza, so we can go to like Little Caesars.
My all-time favorite.
What's your all-time favorite?
My all-time favorite would be Domino's. But if you want an authentic, it would have to be an Italian restaurant to make it authentic.
I knew that. I'll tell you about that. Well, I knew that. Gave me a heart attack. No, for a living. I knew that. Italian restaurant. Okay. All right. I guess
so that's one for me.
See, she don't want to be. I thought she was sweet.
We get ready to do this.
See, she now she won't be. Now she want to compete. Okay. Now she won't be. Okay. Well, you see, hey, I'm telling you, if you stay with them long enough, more you find out the truth.
Learn from the best.
I learned. Oh, what? You learn from the best. What you learn? Oh, okay. I'm like, so what you talking about? All right, here we go. Next question, number 2. What's my favorite TV show to binge watch when I'm sad and lonely?
All right, let me see. It wouldn't be Sports Center, would it? And I'm not. I'm just Sports Center.
When I'm sad and lonely?
I'm sad and lonely.
You know what? No, because we competing here.
Yeah.
I can say yes. I can say yes because yes. I look back on it and my times of depression and being lonely and being sad. A lot of men can probably relate. You just flip the TV on to ESPN and just leave it there. Sometimes it watches you because you just fall asleep. Sometimes it doesn't. But she might be right.
Oh, hey, 2.
I said you might be.
Might be?
Might be. Because I do watch a lot of Netflix now.
Oh, now you do.
Yeah, we talking about in the present time, in the present day.
Now you do, but
mostly what?
When I come in here.
What is it on?
It's either on some sports or Amore's team is something with basketball.
I'm a coach.
I know.
I'm a basketball coach.
But then when you look at that basketball, you're right up.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. Because it's Love Day. All men, we gotta be nice and we don't be in the doghouse, right?
Oh my goodness. Yes. I'm a team player.
You're a team player? Yeah. You're lucky you're cute.
Thank you.
You're lucky. All right, here we go. We're gonna move on next. Oh, you gotta ask.
Yeah.
Oh, bad. Hold
on. Okay, the same question.
Yeah.
You just.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, same question. What would be my favorite show if I'm lonely and sad?
Golden Girls. I ain't gonna tell you her age. Man, she watched the Golden Girls.
I'm 39 years old. I'm proud of it.
She watches the Golden Girls.
I do, and you're right.
My mom and dad used to watch that and make us sit there and watch that.
I will sit there if I'm lonely and sad. I will sit
and I'm
there
right.
and watch episodes of it. Yes, you're right. Yes.
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls. And my favorite would be Blanche.
Blanche.
I love Blanche.
Blanche is the one that always has.
Yes, she's. Yes. I mean, I won't be like her,
I
but
like
I
the
just
old
love
lady.
Blanche.
I ain't
Oh, you
gonna
like Sophie?
I like Sophia.
Yeah, she's cool.
I like.
I like Dorothy and I love Rose, but I love Blanche.
Can't believe we talk about some golden girls.
Yeah, hey, but you're right though.
I'm
So
right.
you pay attention. So
I
1-on-1.
listen.
Yeah.
I listen to that.
Yeah.
I don't know about everything else, but I listen. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right. Next question is, what's my favorite thing about our relationship?
Okay. So the uniqueness, the vibe we have, and you just be yourself and you're genuine.
Okay. The last statement was very spot on. Everything is because all relationships are unique.
Right.
But because I can be who God has made me to be,
Right.
I'm able to be myself. She is correct. She is correct. I know everybody when they get in a relationship and you're like, oh, it's great in the beginning. Believe me, I've been married multiple times, unfortunately. So I've truthfully got a lot of experience in this. Really, I've seen it. I always tell her that too. Yeah, I know I ain't start. Right. So she's absolutely right. I do say it. I really feel like I can just be myself. I don't have to like put on a front or put on a face and everything. I can just be me, authentically me.
And just like how I dress. Like
yeah.
It's never rehearsed or never planned. It's like kind of in sync.
So what she's saying is, hey, she got this one right too. So if you guys knew us and seen us out, and when we go on, even when we go to church together or just we go to dinner or something or go to a function, people would think, and they probably see our pictures, right, and would think that we coordinate how we dress. We never do. Because I think what it is we trust each other. Like I do. I like a woman that can dress, that has style, that can compliment me, and I can compliment her, right? So that's very, very important to me. And I know it's like that's shout. No, it's very important. So we never coordinate. Like we never coordinate. Like so, y'all are looking at us right now today. And y'all like, oh, they look spicy, so cute. Look, they match. We did not. I didn't know what she was gonna wear.
I walked in, I'm like, well, dude, how you know I was wearing this color and this color pink?
Right. And this right here was probably the least thing that I thought I would wear today. Because I said she's Valentine's Day, she's gonna be in something maybe red. Now I know her favorite color is purple.
All day. And hot pink.
In hot pink. Right. That I did forget. But I know purple. But I figured I said it'd be a hit with purple, and somehow she'll figure to throw some red in there. That's what I really believe. But I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, what I feel comfortable with.
Right.
And when she got to the crib, it was like, wow, I came downstairs. It was like did we call each other? Did we? No. Did I leave a note underneath?
No. Right.
It's crazy. So we always are like color coordinated with our dress. So that's cute to me.
I think so too.
It's cute. I hope it continues.
It will.
So I think we are. She's into fashion. So me, I ain't gonna lie. I literally didn't know what I was gonna wear until I came out the shower. and every time it's been like that, I'll literally be like, boom, or I changed at the last minute, and it'll be we'll be color coordinated. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Wait, I keep doing this, don't I?
Yes.
I'm sorry. What's my favorite thing? Oh, so you got to ask me.
Yeah. Okay, so what's my favorite
thing? Your favorite thing about the relationship is, I believe, also I'll allow you. I don't sound like the word allow. You are able to be your authentic self with me also.
Yeah.
And
even though you think it's weird.
I said it was weird cute.
Weird cute.
Weird.
I'm sorry.
Come on,
weird,
you know
cute.
you have in your relationships, or you have your girl and your man that it's unlike anybody else's. It's kind of quirky, weird type, but you like it. It's what attracted you. It's weird cute to me. So
Ain't not gonna change.
And that's what I now I ain't gonna lie. I know we're talking about, but I actually like that. I always wanted to be with someone that is going to be who they are. If they're quiet, if they're loud, be you and be your authentic self. Don't let me change you because you're trying to fit what I want you to be. Honestly, I would probably run because I've seen that before.
Right.
Well, so and also is that I feel that you feel safe with me. You can trust me, and I'll make you feel. I think I open up your eyes to.
You did.
To new things. I think that's is that
it is.
It is? Okay.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
All right. See?
That's like what 32 then.
It's still 3-2. Oh, she's keeping track.
You have to keep track.
I like it. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Here we go. All right, next question.
Mm-hmm.
What is my biggest deal breaker?
You mean a good way or bad way?
What's the deal breaker? We're talking about relationship. We're talking about love. We're talking about relationship. I would say probably, I know you said earlier before we came on air, I got a lot of them. But what's one of my biggest deal breakers?
When you say deal breaker, it has to be like
it's it. Done.
You're done with the relationship. Like you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say like for you personally, laziness and lying.
Yeah, because going back on my last marriage, I felt she was lazy. She didn't like to wash dishes. So it was a deal breaker and it caused issues. So I guess and then my history, I felt like I had been, and I would say at least two of them. I felt they manipulated me and they showed me something in the beginning that wasn't who they really was at the end. So yes, manipulation is to me means lying. Like I don't like to be lied to because I have to want, trust goes both ways. So everybody was like, "What about yeah?" I would say yeah. I don't want to say yeah because then that gives her another point. But,
Four.
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Wait, I gotta think about that.
Fair. 4. My question.
Oh, well, I said one of them.
Okay. All right, I give you.
So you got one. You got one of them. You got one. You got a couple. All right, you got a couple of them. So I give you. Go ahead, your turn.
Okay. What is my biggest deal breaker?
Trust. Breaking your trust.
There's one more that I cannot stand. Like I'm out.
Oh, infidelity? Being cheating?
No, it's something else.
Ooh. Bad breath?
Not able to be myself. Controlling.
Control.
Yeah.
She did, yes.
I do not like that.
She don't like to be controlled.
I don't want you to tell me what to do.
I don't.
You don't, but that is my biggest deal breaker. Everything else was right. But that right there. Biggest one. Don't do that. It's just the Aquarius in me.
Yeah.
You'll make me feel awkward.
Y'all don't even know that Gemini, Aquarius. it's the Quimina. Quimina. I ain't gonna lie.
I'll give you that.
You give it to me?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you that.
So it's 4-3.
You're welcome.
Thank you. See?
4-3.
See, at least I went out there and I didn't.
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna give you that.
So I can't see. right, so we have one more question.
Okay.
This is either for what, the tie or the win for Chastain.
Okay.
Here we go. Where did we go on our first date? Man, it's easy. What's the story behind this first date too?
Yeah, you have got to tell the story.
Where did we go on our first date?
The first day we had was at your house.
And what was you doing?
So, okay. Before, like the backstory, okay, he kept inviting me out places, but I was a little bit reluctant.
She was hesitant. She was reluctant.
I was.
She was scared.
I was. You're right. I was.
Okay. She wasn't telling me that. I even had it set up to where she was going to go to a restaurant, which was her favorite.
He did.
Which is Italian. That's a sign. Because I don't do that. Because usually if I've dated before or I meet someone and ask somebody on a date, I just be like, yeah, we go here. So I was trying to accommodate her.
He tried to accommodate me, and then I was reluctant, but I did have a busy schedule, but it was more reluctant. It was. I was using that as an excuse.
I almost jumped off.
He did.
I'm about to call it.
He's about to say deuces. And so I talked to my friend. I talked to one of my good friends, and she basically, I'm just going to be real with you. She was like, you're messing up. So I'm not going to say exactly what she said because we were on okay. But nah. But we went to his house and he had spaghetti, strawberries, and then he had some wine and has his music. Surprisingly enough, it was the music that I actually listened to. And candlelight, it was candlelit.
That's that chemistry right there.
Yeah. So it was at the house. Mm-hmm. It was very nice. It was very nice. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was running. And this is how it got to the house because we just couldn't. It was like, well, hey, can't go there. And then, her work schedule and everything. And she was, to me, I got called into work all of a sudden. I'm like, and one time I really was like I don't think I was getting ready. I had like made sure that, we was able to go to a restaurant. No, I'm sorry. One time, that was the same time. I was going to take her to the restaurant. It was an Italian restaurant. What I had planned after that, because I remember her telling me through our talks, she likes walks. She likes taking walks.
He's going to take me to the botanical gardens.
I'm glad you remember.
Yeah.
It's the first date.
It was it would have, if I would have not been a chicken.
I don't do this. When I came from and what I've been through, and I was like, so when she kept kind of like dodging me, one of my friends talked me off the ledge.
Yeah.
He was like, bro.
We were talking, he was like, I love flowers. And he was going to take me to the botanical gardens. Still can do that.
Yeah, we got time. They say love is an eternity, right? we got time.
Yeah, but remember that.
See, I got it.
But yeah, it was a very, I would say that would be the best day that I had. Because it was like we were talking and then we went. Okay. But
platform. Go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
Oh, thank you. So
You're welcome. I'm not controlling.
No, you're not. Okay, but it was very sweet. It was very sweet, and we were talking like it was talking, and then it turned out to be like we like the same things. I know that's like cliche, but genuinely,
because I thought she was weird cute.
Weird cute. Can you explain weird cute, please?
I did. Like so when I first, the backstory is I coached. I'm a college coach. And I've just been coaching forever, for a long time. So I started back up coaching my AAU team. And her son played for me and everything. And so, but I'm always hesitant in getting involved in dating basketball mothers, and because it hasn't went well in the past. So I try to stay away from it. I try to be so focused on basketball. Then it's the child or the player. But towards the season, end of the season, and even during the season, I didn't never really look at it like I'm just like I see her, she's quiet. That's where she presented, and she wasn't always around the other mothers. She would be off by herself.
But you can hear my mouth though.
I didn't know that was her mom. I didn't know when she kind of told me. I didn't know that she was that loud.
And his friend told you too.
Yeah, my friend, he was like, "You don't be hearing her." That means I'll be so focused on the game, coaching, right? And I'll be on the sideline with the boys and everything. And because even though I coach women basketball, boys I coach differently.
Yes.
And so I'm very, very engaged. Put it like that. And it would strike me just because she stood out. She stood out very subtle. And I'm not talking about like she didn't come in, dressed to the T and everything. So she came in basketball shorts.
Sure
and
she
had her retro Jordans and stuff like that, and tennis shoes, and she would just be all quiet to the side. I was like, oh. And sometimes I used to think she was talking to herself. But
oh wow!
So that's probably what the weirdness, but I believe you will be talking about your son.
Yeah.
Or
yelling and screaming and
yelling.
Like,
she'll just be pacing, and then she'll be pacing.
Yes.
So okay,
she'll be in the game.
She'll be in the game. I didn't know. I was like, what's wrong with her? So, but I did not know that was her. That would be like screaming. I didn't know that she just look at her. You, see, never knew that. But I thought she was pretty. And I don't like makeup.
You don't.
I do not like makeup. Even though when she wears it, she's still beautiful. And all women understand this. First of all, some of y'all do need it.
Dang.
I'm saying that some of them do. Some of them do. They got some of them do. That's just be honest. That's why they wear it, because they know they need it.
Now, it's not a need. It's want them to enhance it.
It's a need for them, their self-esteem and
right, to enhance it, and
also their flaws and
enhance it if that's what they like. Because I have like I said, the same girlfriend that taught me too. No, I'm not being nice.
I'm talking about the ones that really need it. I'm just being honest.
Real talk.
Real talk. But I just thought she was just naturally, beautiful and everything. So, and I really like that. Beauty is the eyes of the beholder. But I never thought about like, it wasn't like romantically, sex, nothing like that. It was just okay. She did seem like a genuine good person. And then knowing her son too, that's a whole story. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm proud of the bro, man. He's grown up.
Yes.
He's came a long way.
And my little dude. Well, he ain't dude. He's not dude.
Yeah, he's came a long way. So low key behind the scenes, me and my other friend, he's a coach too. I kind of take a little pride of that. Because I don't know if he and me that's 2 years ago, might be the same. But the natural maturing and stuff, the process is going to take place. But seeing her, she'll be off, and then towards the end of our season, I think I seen her in the mall and I was getting ready for my retirement party. My mother was throwing for me, and I was trying to find a jacket, blazer, and everything. She was with my daughter. My daughter was with me, and I didn't know that she
worked at Macy's.
I forgot.
Yeah, I
totally forgot. Yeah. And I'm, that's when everybody was masked up and everything. So, she come, she's like, "Hey, can I help you?" And oh no, she's like, "Hey." First,
I said, "Hey, Coach K."
And it was of course, it was a woman talking to me. I'm like, "Oh,"
and then
set up, who are you? And she like, "Oh," she did like that.
Mom.
Yeah. And first thing I was like, "Whoa," because she was dressed up. I was like,
"Oh wow." That's when we was wearing all black.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh Lord." And I said to myself, so I naturally started to get nervous. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't like, Coach, I was like, she was talking to me. I was like, she talks.
You
and
did
everything.
look like, oh, she talks.
And everything. So I was kind of taken back from that.
Mm-hmm.
And
she majority had your book bag.
Yeah, majority her book bag and everything.
Try to
then,
convince you to get the book bag.
Yeah. She was trying to convince me to get the book bag. And then because we was engaging in conversation, you know, my daughter, she clings to me. So when somebody else, especially a woman, a female, she's like, no, my daddy. Yeah. So she makes a comment. And she says,
oh, calm down. I'm not going to take your daddy.
Yeah, so I'm like, so I'm seeing her in a whole different light now. And I'm like, huh? So I ain't gonna lie, this is what my thought was. I was like, I might want you to. I said, oh wow, so I might want you to. But I was like, okay. And then after that, you know, did what I had to do, finish up and left and everything. And I was just like, wow, okay. So we would have our tournament games and stuff like that. And sometimes she could not make it. And I ain't gonna lie, I started finding myself looking for her. And she didn't, I don't know if she noticed it, but I told her I would talk to all the moms. I would say, hey, how you doing? And everything. She would be the last one. Yeah. And I'd be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And all the good stuff. So I didn't even know it at the time, but I was like, I guess I was like, you know, that little crush and everything. So I really wouldn't have engaging conversation. It would be real quick. I know me. And then after that, it was one time I went through Facebook and I seen a picture because we was friends on Facebook. And I guess she was from
it was from a fashion show.
It was from a fashion show. Mm-hmm. And she had makeup on. But it's the fact that, okay, even with makeup on, it's enhancing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa, wow, she's a pretty woman. Very fashionable. Love a woman that can dress. But it wasn't even all about that. It's just, I seen something through the eyes, the I don't want to say innocence, but because you're not innocent, you're a grown woman. So I think the genuineness, that's the word.
Okay.
And for me, from what I've been through, I always wanted peace. And she seemed to be peace. A woman of peace. A woman that and I know women are women. Women gonna be women, just like men are men.
That's me until you get with my bad side. But that's the Aquarius in me.
That's my mom. See, my mom is like, oh, here we go. You know, that's my mom. But at the same time, you know, a lot of men, when they get with a woman, they see things. And that's what my mom would say that. My mom she's sociable. She does a lot, but she's to herself. Mm-hmm. And that's what I seen. And it's peace. Don't mess with me. I'll be your best friend. I'll be the sweetest to you. And I seen it. So I see it. I was like, boy, you mess with her, that shit gonna go. I'm sorry, they gonna come out and everything. So, but I in a way, I do see that. So weird, cute, or whatever. It's like something we all got a little weirdness to us. I'm weird. I know I am. I've embraced it. And I'm okay with it.
Me too,
and so, yeah. First date. But I guess you have to ask me. So I already know what first date was.
Right.
It was, I set it up. With spaghetti at my house. And like she said, I did, because guess what? Any man that is watching this right now or that is listening, you know, when we put women in categories right off the bat when we see them. So it wasn't me trying to lure her in bed or anything like that. Because remember, I said, I just want to have a good time with you.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said.
Talk and everything. And the fact that I never really, even my other ones, it was a different feel. So in reality, a man knows in the beginning. He knows the first time. It may take us a while to get to where we want to go, but he knows. So therefore, I knew the energy and the accommodating and stuff like that I was putting into, that it was something that I wanted to actually make worthwhile, make it worth for time. So yeah, but hey, I guess she won. She beat me by 1. You can kind of say I guess she won.
For good sportsmanship, I'll tell an embarrassing story too.
See what I'm talking about? She compromises. She compromises. She's not that selfish. She's not selfish at all. That's what I'm talking about. So an embarrassing story of mine was I got a couple, but I tell one. 9th grade year, Okinawa, Japan, Kubasaki High School. 9th grade, first day. I remember we had these flight of stairs on the outside leading into. We had these buildings, and they were named like the 100, the 200, 600 buildings like that. I believe it was the 200 building. It was like where the art department and the welding is connected to. I think where the math and science classes was, and we was changing classes, and I was a dorky 9th grader. Thought I was cool. But come to surely find out that I was not cool. So cool. I was a new kid on the block. I just got there that summer, so I didn't really know anybody. I just started to get to know people, and black little skinny kid. I was coming down the stairs that was steep like this, and I slipped. They were high. I slipped. Luckily, I didn't fall forward. I fell on my butt, and I slipped all the way down, and my books and my book bag were flying. And it was the most embarrassing thing. And I remember a group of girls walking by.
Oh, no.
And I think that whole year I was probably known as, you dork. Like, and everything. And I never could change that and everything. So that was very embarrassing and everything. I believe, if not the first day, it was the second day of school.
Yeah,
so,
you were never gonna live that down.
Yeah, but I came up out of there because I came to cool. By the time my junior, I turned that around. I turned it around. So that's that's one of my most embarrassing moments. What about you?
With you were a kid. Mm-hmm. So it was one. I have like a lot, but there was one when I was about 5 years old. And we went to pre-K, and I had it was a little.
You remember that?
Yeah, because it was very traumatic, very, very, and if those shout out to people from DMV, y'all who know about the Awakening, but it was moved in Silver Spring a long time ago. So when we used to, it was a playground, and her name was Samantha Bills, and we were on the swing set. So I was supposed to push her, and she's swinging, and next thing I know, I saw the train. I was fascinated by the subway. And I was fascinated. I'm like,
so you was standing behind
her and pushing her. And next thing I know, she pop. I forgot. Pop. And then I had on a pink and white. I had on Oshkosh Bigosh pants and a white shirt. Oshkosh Bigosh. It was a brand.
I think I remember.
Yeah.
That was like for girls.
Yeah, it was girls and boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, back then I didn't get name brand stuff.
Oh, please.
No, for real. Ask my brother. We didn't get name brand stuff.
Well, see.
My mom, we went to the thrift store. And they could, but my mom would bring home garbage bag. Look what I got. And we'd be like,
there was nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Because my dad would do the same thing. Yep, that's it. Girls are different. But yeah, it was pink and it was corduroys, and then there was a white with flowers turtleneck, and the back of that why I got hit, of course, it was dirt and mud.
No.
So I was dirty from my back. And all the little kids were laughing. I just went to the seesaw. At the time we had a seesaw, I was crying my eyes out because everybody was just laughing and calling me mud butt.
Kids are so mean.
They are so mean.
Kids are so mean, but hey,
I can laugh at it now, but back when I was 5, I was just distraught.
Did you lose any friends at that time?
No, actually, I gained some.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I did gain some, but they were still laughing at me, especially Samantha Bills. She was laughing.
Samantha Bills, if you're out there,
She was out. Yeah, it was.
why you laugh at her?
Because she was a 5-year-old, but I got her back.
Hey, what you do to get her back?
What I did to get her back, I had to be in timeout.
Oh, did you hit her?
I should have pushed her.
Dang, girl, see that hit it. Woo!
I was embarrassed, and she laughed.
Okay, so don't embarrass Chastain Isom.
Now I walk away.
She's a sweetheart. Sweetheart. I don't know. I've seen some things. And I'm like, ooh. Hey, come to the basketball games when her son is playing. And he's in.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a different. I'm not changing that.
Well, I see.
I'm
man,
not.
that little sweet voice of hers
Went
now.
right out the window.
I just sit right there and just be like,
yes, you do.
I don't understand.
It's funny. My brother had a meme about a lady. I'm pretty sure you saw it. The lady sitting like this, at her game, and then he has another lady, a white. I think she was a white coach. She was a coach, and she was yelling and screaming on there. And then he said, "That's my sister," and that's me.
Yeah, because the first time I seen it from afar, I was like, I said, "Oh, okay," but I like that because now.
And believe it or not, Michael likes it too. He pretends like he don't.
And he's like this. He's the same way too. I told her this before. I said, it took me a while, but I was like, your son is just like you.
He is.
And she don't even know because
I didn't
comes off very respectful young man. And you know, as a coach, especially coaching boys, I'm in the business of mentoring and developing and teaching boys to become their own men and young men, because it's hard out there for especially Black boys, right? She's a sweetie. When I met her son, he's a very respectful young man, and he loves the Lord. And David was a warrior. I used to tell him that too. And it took time to get tired, bro. Like, look, man, I know you want to be respectful, bro. I need to see some fighting in you. For real, bro, because I'm worried about you and everything. So I actually like the place that I like to see the fight. He's growing up, becoming mature and everything. And for any man that's in the business of mentoring young men, because you're gonna have to go out in this world and fight. So it's like, okay, he's getting it. And he's growing up. So that's all the guys that I've coached throughout the years and stuff. In the last couple of years, I've seen these young men grow, seen them develop. So it's like I feel like I've done my job. So now I fade to the backbone.
Yep. And not to mention, all three of the boys that you coached at AAU went to varsity this year.
All four.
I'm sorry. 4.
I'm humble. but in certain instances,
amazing.
But it is I would tell her, because you're like, I'm confident. I'm confident in what I do. And because I know I'm not bashing other coaches, trainer, whatever thing. Me and my friend James, what I have behind me and what I have covered over me is God. So God leads me in everything that I do.
That's the answer. So
that's why I knew that it was gonna be okay. So but hey, man, let's move on. So what's the game? How well do you know me? So I guess we know each other so far pretty well. I guess we listen. I guess we listen. That's the key to what? Like listening to each other, not just hearing one another.
Right.
So when you listen and you're in tune to someone, you care about what they're saying. So I listen, even when you're probably like, "Oh, he's busy." I'll be listening. I'll be hearing too. So let's go ahead and move on. We spent a long time with that. Hey, that was good though. Real quick, today's shout out, since it's Valentine's Day, Love Day. We're gonna shout out to those you love, those that I love. People that are special to me. the one that's next to me, Chastain. The one that first come to mind is my mother. She is my queen of my world, the queen of my heart, and for always will ever be. I know how my mama is. Oh, here we go again. I love you, mama. You know I love you. We from Detroit.
Oh, wow.
So hey, we got it from the mud. We came out that mud, right? I appreciate you everything you do, and I always will love you. I love you, Daddy. We talk about all the ones. Hey, Dad, I love you, Dad. I love you, Dad. Hey, man, the older my dad get, I know I don't call a lot and everything because I'll be busy, but I'm just an excuse. But hey, love you guys. I love what you do. Love the things that people that you are, and continue to be that until you're gone. And I love my brothers. I love my kids. Bad butts. I love my kids. I'm being honest. I love them. I love them. I love them. And go out there and make your life, do things in good light that is honoring God and that is pleasing in God's eyes.
Really?
If you put that in anything that you do, you will do well in it. And God would direct you in the right way. But I always love y'all, even though I love y'all. All right. Love each and every one of y'all, all for you. I love my brothers. I love my family, Kirkland family out there. And I love the friends that I have that are a very small percentage of y'all that are in one hand, true friends. I love you. Stay true to you guys. Continue to, keep each other accountable for who we are, and who we're trying to become. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh. Okay, well, I have a list.
Go ahead, though. Go ahead. You don't want to miss nobody. Why you ain't give me a shout out?
Nah, that's either here or there. I mean,
I like
that. But on a serious note, I do want to, shout out to my mom. I do want to shout out, and I love my mom to death. I mean, and the reason why I put emphasis on there because, me and my mom had come a long, long way. And, the truth of the matter is she has held me down. So I really have to give where props is due. Of course, my brother, of course, my son, who I talk about all the time. That's my son is the reason why I'm the woman doing it to this day. He helped me grow up because I had him at a young age, but now that I'm seeing him graduating, it's like hitting really hard because not in a good way. It's like, wow, and then just to pat me and my mom on the back, we raised a mature, respectable, and this God-fearing young man that's going to really strive to be the best that he can be. I do want to give a shout out to him and his senior year this year. I do like all my family here in DC area, Maryland area. I do want to shout out them. It's not awesome. Also, I just want to do a special shout out because it's going to be 3 years since he's gone, my dad, This month, every month, like in February, it's a good month because, of course, it's my birthday month. But it's also a hard month because it's the month that my dad passed away on the 21st. So that's coming up. And I just want to give him a special shout out because, he's been the rock and he showed me what a true man can be, and especially want to shout out this man right here too. He's, but yeah, those are just my shout outs, my dad and everything. And it's kind of ironic because my dad was a Gemini too. So he did, and I will say that's probably why I'm drawn a little bit close to him a little bit, because he does, not to be creepy, but it's like, wow, like he would think actually like my father. So, and every little girl, dream, they don't want to like end up with someone with my father, but I really do believe ended up like somebody like my dad. It's really eerie. But like I said, that's yeah, that's all the shout outs I got. It just
like,
yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends the other day about that. I think that is so cute. I think it's so cute because it's important. Now I'm about to, because I'm looking at my situations. Father and daughter relationships are important.
Mm-hmm.
And when she says that, I'm like, wow, really? And everything. So it's like, man, I wish I could have, meet her father.
Oh, he would have loved you.
I really do. Because when you care and love someone, knowing where they come from is important. And if you don't care, then I don't think you really love them.
But I also tell you, like, like when you like my brother, if he, you probably like, if you talk to my brother, that's how my dad would have been. So it's like you're actually talking to him like my dad, but that's
like your brother.
Yeah, like the only thing that's different is the hair, but all his mannerism,
Okay,
everything is.
Hey, her brother's cool. That's
Yeah,
like
he's a cool dude.
Because I'm older. Like I think I told you this. Sometimes when you're younger, some guys prideful, they hide behind, but I see him in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
So I see him as his little big brother. Yeah. I see his caring side because I see how he is with his nephew.
Yeah.
And everything. And she would tell her, I was like, I remember telling her son, like, man, your uncle just cares for me. It's just passion and everything. So, I got two other brothers and everything. So it's pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? Kind of, even because he's funny too, especially when I see the dynamics between them two and everything. And I would tell her, I said, when he picks on you, I said, that's just him showing you love.
All the time.
That's all.
And
that's
everybody think that he's my older brother, but I'm the oldest. Yeah, so he thinks he's my brother. He thinks he's my dad, so he might as well.
He taking on his life. He's taking that.
I get it, and that's what I understand.
That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, but those. My family, I just really do shout out them. Even though they got their ways with them, but as we draw close to God,
all our family stuff.
Yeah, we have our ways, but I wouldn't trade them for the world.
And that's, see, I keep thinking, man, that's another thing. Finding someone that loves their family and is close to their families, and also she don't even think sometimes you get embarrassed about your family dynamics or issues, right? But I'm like, we all got issues. Right. We all got problems. It's just how you work with them and stuff.
With the Thanksgiving thing, I already told you how it was. I'll give you a disclaimer first. I already tell you who each person is, and then either take them or leave. But I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not. But yeah. And also my Uncle Frank. My Uncle Frank, yeah. He met my Uncle Frank, but
hey, I wish you would have met my Uncle Charles. He was the boxer.
Okay.
He's funny, crazy, love, and everything. His own person. So that's why I was like, just seeing people's family dynamics. Everybody got that aunt, that uncle. It's so.
You met my aunt.
Yeah. She reminded me of my aunt Marlene.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's my dog right there.
Oh man. So shout out to all our loved ones. Hey, happy Valentine's Day to y'all, man. Keep it moving. What we got next? Ooh. This one is the Poet's Corner.
Okay.
The Poet's Corner. I've dedicated Poet's Corner today since it's Love Day. It's Valentine's Day to Chastain Isom. This is one of my Valentine's Day gifts to her. everybody, if you don't know and you've been listening or seeing my post or you've been following me for, I don't know, years or whatever, I do music. Me and my brother last time or yesterday, I write poetry. And I've been able to get back into it because I'm getting the feel of honestly doing music and working on a project. But also, it's been a while since I've been able to honestly write poetry of love. It's been a while. I've dabbled back into it and everything. That's really how I started. My artistry name used to be chemistry. And when I say chemistry, I got that in high school because they was like, man, you just got that chemistry with all the girls. So I had chemistry. And my first actual song that I did was a love track. And those that, if you listening from high school, my senior year, I performed at the talent show. My boy Kelby Walker and Junior Washington and everything. And we performed. And if you remember, we did our thing. I want to be with you amongst the stars in the sky blue and the mind and the body too, representing you. First track was I'm just sitting here thinking about you, wondering what I do without you, thinking about you all the time, girl. You're always on my mind. That was one of my first raps I ever wrote. So this one is dedicated to Chastain and to all the ladies out there that, and man, you can take this because I got it copyrighted. Hey, you can take this and you can write it down and go tell them this. So I'm going to read this poem that I wrote, and it's called She Is.
Okay.
All right, here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
She is peace when I need, the sweetest when I just breathe. A shoulder when I cry, I see her soul when we lock eyes. The touch is nurturing and calming. The peace I feel inside is reassuring that she could be with me for the rest of my lifetime. Her silence is her strength that she portrays in what I have needed before 1, 2, and 3 wifeys that I forgave, that I had emptied my heart, and now I feel like I have been revived and saved to love again. But still I pray because I am still scared to fall in love and fall back in deep darkness again and go back to not having a care. She is peace when we speak, as we can just calmly sit and just exist watching Netflix with no worry in the world. She is my simplicity, complexity that God gave me to me as a gift. She is my sip of coffee in the morning, my dessert in the evening. She is my best friendship that gives me many reasons to be relentless for you. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the Poet's Corner. She is. Isn't she lovely? So usually I break it down in the Poet's Corner, just briefly. Because some people's like, they kind of rolled on my head. As you guys, if you've been listening to this whole podcast, we talked about, us. She's peace to me. All right. She's sweet. She's the sweetest, as I breathe, right? She is someone that I can cry, I can lean on. She gives me that shoulder, right? I can see her soul. I can see for who she is, right? When we lock eyes. Her touch, she has a nurturing touch. She is a calming peace, right? She's reassuring, right? And she's definitely, what I needed before 1, 2, and 3, right? Wish she was the first, but God has took me. He had to take me down that road, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had to put me on that journey to get me to where I am. She revived me, which is a good thing. She saved me, which is a good thing. To be able to love again, right? So when you meet that person to be able to do that, they're special, right? But I'm still scared. I still pray, because you're like, to go all the way in and all that stuff, because you're scared to fall back into that darkness. I was in a dark place before. You guys have no idea. Again, so that's why she's peace. She's a calm to me. That's why she calms these. She just calmly, and she just exists. we could just be watching a movie and she's maybe on her phone and be okay with that, which is a great thing. In her simplicity, she is still complex from what I found out. Right. And I believe this is what God has sent to me. She is a gift wrapped up in a bowl, purple bowl. She's a sip of coffee, because that sip of coffee in the morning, that first sip of coffee, right? If you're a coffee drinker, wakes you up, opens up your eyes to what's real. So and she's a friend. So a lot of times you would hear me say, and she know I was like, let's just do things. Let's just, even when, you know how people like 1 year anniversary, 2 year we've been together, I was like, because sometimes I think it's, you know, taboo. Let's just
happen.
Let's just let it happen. Just let it happen. You know, let's not put any
also don't put pressure on
pressure. Yeah, she don't put pressure on me, because we probably wouldn't be sitting here. I ain't gonna lie. You probably wouldn't be sitting here. So that's a great thing too. So that is the Poet's Corner. That's the name of it and everything. So hey, hit me up if you maybe want a copy of it or whatever, because it is going to be copyrighted. So all right, so let's move on to this next segment, because we almost done here. So we're gonna get out of here and let you guys go on about your day and celebrate your Valentine's Day. This one is for her. This is the woman's point of view, where I ask her, why do you think women pick the wrong men?
Oh boy. Let me just say this. I'm going to speak from my experience.
Go ahead, do what you do.
Okay. So from my experiences where I pick the wrong men, it's because my dad always he spit a nugget to me one day. Sometimes you have to think, you go about, well, actually he told me, like, you always thinking with your heart and not your brain, you know what I mean? And like I said, he had his ways by saying that, but then as I got older and like wiser, I tend to know what he was talking about. So when my little relationships will be, I would always think with my heart, and I would dive right in head first and wouldn't think nothing of it until it smacks me down. Or so a lot of, not saying all, but most of the times from my experience and from like my friends' experience, they think with their heart instead of thinking their mind, or just not, and then not taking time to love on them also. So, you know, as therapy, I do go to therapy. I love my therapy. She also said, like, sometimes you have to take time to know yourself. And when you know yourself, then you can be, you want to know if you want to let someone, you know, because you know you know your worth. That know your worth is more important. Is more important. Like, you have to know your worth. And I think if you don't know your worth, you'll just go and get anything out there. I mean, I've been in relationships that could honestly, like, kill a person, I guess. Like,
wow.
You know what I mean? Like, honestly, just say, what the hell for? But, you know, from the grace of God and, you know, in a strong support system, even though you don't want to hear your support system, you have to have it. You have to have it. And sometimes you don't want to hear it, but it's right. It hits it right on the nose. You know what I mean? That's what I think. That's just with me.
Okay.
But most of the time, I do stand on knowing your worth and self-love.
It's very important. I think a lot of women, in just my point of view, they want to have someone or man so bad that they forget about themselves,
Right.
and
Or they're afraid about that. You know, a lot of people, like the society always put you in a box. Like you hear a lot, like you're 40, you have no kids, you don't have no husband. You know, I think it's a lot with society too.
to rush
Yeah,
to
like
get to have a man, to be married, to
yeah,
have kids.
instead of just taking your time. And then some women might not want all that. I mean, and you can't fault them for not wanting that, or you can't make them be like, make them feel, you know, like
Less
down on it,
than,
less than,
yeah.
because people not, like I said, how society do it. You can have all of that, but are you really happy though?
Yeah. And I think more women now are choosing self first, or they're slowing the process of relationship and marriage and having kids down, to make sure that will be what they want.
That's what they want.
And I necessarily don't believe it's not a right or wrong. It's based off of your own choice.
Right.
And picking men that have been wrong for them, I believe it starts early. Even it starts early. It starts growing up. It starts. I'm gonna say this because I'm a man, I'm a father. It starts with the father.
It does.
It starts with the father, because especially if there's no father around, that woman don't even truly know what a true example of what a man is.
And I was lucky to have. Actually, I had. Well, my dad, of course, and then I had my grandfathers. But my dad will always say this, and he was right. Of course, he's like, no man gonna love you like your father. You know what I mean? You hear that. I hear that. But then, you spend as a little girl, like that, like you said, that did not have a father figure around. I had mine, but he worked, he was a provider. My dad was more like a provider. And he would teach me as a female to never rely on, like far as like cutting the grass. If you don't have a man to cut the grass, you can do it yourself. Something small like that. But he also would say, like when you get it, you love on you and find someone. Even my mom said it. You know what I mean? But it hits different when you hear it from your dad. Your mom could say that with a female, you know what I mean? Yeah. But because your mom is taught to be a nurturer. Yeah. But if it hits different when it hears from your dad, it makes you start thinking more. Not saying, shout out to single mothers, you know what I mean? Because I'm a single mother. I'm a single mother, but I'm also raising a dude, a boy. I'm a young man. But if I had a daughter and in the same situation, I would have to teach him up, but it just hits different if you with a man saying it. And I'm so fortunate that I had a man do that.
Little girls are, first of all, validated by their fathers.
Absolutely.
Validation starts the first there.
Right.
Building their self-esteem, telling them what they can and what they can do, and that, loving themselves and respecting themselves. And it's crazy, you would say mothers, but that father, that the words from the father and what the father does is so important.
It is.
And that's why I believe it kind of trickles on into the type of men they pick. And now we're not saying that even if you do come from that background and have that father or that man figure in your home, that you won't pick, but you won't go into a relationship that may not be good for you.
Right.
You don't know. But your process in picking, it's a little bit more, it's a lot more enlightened. You have more enlightenment, you have more thought process on it to be able to make those better decisions in picking the right man. A man that's for you, a man that compliments you, a man that loves you, a man that honors you, and a man that is willing to love you for you.
Yes. And also, like, and I'm probably gonna, get backlash for it, but really, it's true. Also, a lot of some women, not saying all, but I've seen it. They tend to talk too much.
Ooh. So explain on that. Meaning talking to their man.
Now, there's a difference, okay? If you have a man that's doing everything that he can possibly do for you, bring home the paycheck, make sure you straight, make sure your kids straight, make sure basically taking care of him, taking care of home. And you're still complaining about that after all that, you're still complaining. You're still, this ain't good enough. I always revert to that song from Bobby Womack, If You Think You Know Me Now, Wait Until Tonight. And if you listen to that song, she's still complaining about, even though he's doing the best he can to do it, you're still doing that. And if you're not out there dogging her out and you're still with your mouth open, especially when you're not bringing nothing to the table, that's a big problem.
And that's that. You see that a lot.
Yeah, you see that a lot.
And I think it's about 50% now. 50 is about half and half.
And
there's a lot of good women out there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the people. I'm talking about the women that just not, and still have something to say.
All they do is have their hand out.
Not necessarily a handout. It's just mostly. Well, okay, you're right. Mostly with a handout, but mostly just complain about every little thing. You know what I mean? It's just
break that man back.
Yeah,
that's that old school. Like, he's going out there, he's working his butt, he's trying to provide, he's trying to ensure that she is happy with her wants, whether there's kids involved and the children, and there's nothing that he can do that's not good enough. And
you're not giving her a reason to but you know what I'm saying?
Because men, we want incentives, and we are real men. Real men are okay going out working or whatever that is that they need to do to facilitate, or as putting their family in a good situation. We're okay with busting our butt, but there needs to be some type of gratitude and appreciation and incentives, and also, hey, lift some weight off my back in other ways, so you continue to ask, pull for me, take for me, take for me.
And the house ain't clean and you're not doing anything, or just stuff like that. And the reason why I brought that up is like I have like friends that just won't, and I tell my friend that, I tell her, shut up. Just shut up. He's doing everything he can, and you're not going to be satisfied till he's gone. And then you're going to be asked out. Excuse me, but...
And I know there's what the saying of when a woman's fed up.
Yeah.
When a man reaches his limits for us.
Right.
Look, I've done everything I can. And then when a man feels so pressured, that's when a man ventures out. That's when a man decides to leave. I can't do nothing. I do will make you happy. So do I want to continue this and live and be miserable? Or do I just decide to leave and just make a new life? A lot of men, that's what happens with us. Because men that love their women want to make them happy, but at what cost?
Mm-hmm.
So
and then another thing, like I see a lot of jealousy. Like, let's just say, like, if you have like a woman that's showing, like, you have a woman here showing her man, or the affection, the loving, attention, or whatever, and like go back to like our grandmothers were, like taking care of home, working, whatever, and making sure, rubbing his feet, whatever. And then you have that other one, probably single,
Mm-hmm.
You know, saying, well, she doing too much. You doing too much.
Oh, the other woman, like, why would you do
Yeah.
that? Or the other women, they don't, the narrative of the submissive, or
Right.
why would you do that? You know, we talked about that before. Like, the submissive thing is, I think a lot of women that are against it, they don't understand it, and they don't really know the true definition, because it goes both ways. It also speaks in the Bible about men submitting to their wives as Christ submitted to the church, and men honoring their wives and the women submitting. So I think a lot of people, they forget about that. Those scriptures and those passages.
Right, and or they're taking it to a whole nother level, as opposed to just listening, like bow down. Then that goes to society as well. You have too many mouths and too many, what they say, irons in the fire.
Well, to me, those are the ones that lack the knowledge, education, and are ignorant to the facts.
Right.
To what a relationship is, which brings me into the hot topic of the day.
Oh boy.
And we'll go back to the history facts, which the hot topic of the day is, what are gender roles in a marriage? That was a great segue to go into. You like how I did that? You like how I did that? Boy, she think I'm so cute. Look at
I know. Yeah,
look
clever.
Yeah, I'm clever.
You clever.
Right.
Real cute. That's real cute right there.
Yeah. So, what are gender roles in a marriage? Do you believe there's definite roles that a man and a woman has in a marriage?
No.
No.
No. So,
give me an example.
Well, see, but I've never been married. But if you're talking about a relationship,
that's right.
I've never been married.
I have. I believe roles should be set. I believe that, because if you think about any aspect in your lives, especially your like work, there's responsibility, then there's roles. When you walk into your workplace, you don't just do everything. You don't do what your boss does. You don't have the same, first of all, you don't get paid the same. And you probably don't even want their responsibility. If, for some people, they probably don't even want their responsibility, because you're not ready for that. So based off of a man and a woman, we explained to what men and women are different, right? Mm-hmm. We explained that, look, men are not natural nurturers. Women are natural nurturers. That is just point blank. And some would say, because I know I would ruffle up with a lot of feathers out there, because I'm pretty much, I have a traditional sense, but I am up to evolving, changing, and compromising, doing things differently to make the relationship work. Women are not natural protectors. Women that are born women are not natural protectors. They're not natural protectors.
So so what about when you go in the wild, like you see mother cub in her cubs? You don't think she's gonna like try her best to protect them?
They're gonna try their best. Trying your best don't make you naturally able to do so. We're just not. What does a man want to do? What is protect, provide, right? Provide that, and provide that security, provide that stabilization. You have to learn that, right. But it's not natural. Okay. Like a man, it's not natural for a man to be a nurturer. You're asking a man, and I know there's times that we living in today. Right. We are not natural nurturers. It's not in our DNA to be that way.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It is not natural. You gotta think about women, because the lack of men in the homes and lack of marriages, they have to do it. Yeah, they're put in situations where that is their natural state. So just like anything we learn in science, what happens? Things evolve and change and morph into women being that,
right,
because of they had to what? Adaptation. Remember y'all learned that in science? And you seen the adaptation, and we learned about the processes of, you seen you got a lizard that was, or a dinosaur, and then you like it morphed into this because of the environment that it was what in. It had to adapt to become that. Naturally, I'm not a nurturer. Naturally, she is not a protector, or she is not naturally a hunter. Maybe that might. She's not naturally, and I got it. We talking about species and animals and stuff, and they have to eat, but you're not naturally that. We're talking about human beings, woman and man.
I get it.
And you know what? You can agree to disagree if you feel that way, but that's just my point of view. Right. So roles, to me, there are roles within in the marriage, within the household, also childbearing, raising kids. There are roles. Everybody can't think about it. Everybody just can't do everything. It's chaotic.
Yeah.
It's chaotic. There's no, if you really believe, because I like history, right? And I know 10th grade, we learned about civilization, and it talked about how they implemented laws. And also, this is when, quote unquote, the first civilization, marriage, even came in. It was, all that stuff was implemented because it was chaos first. There was no order. So they had to implement these things, which is rules and roles. So things can be not in chaos and things can run smooth, a little bit more smooth. Like if we have no type of in the house, say in the household, in your household, I guarantee you there's certain things that you do, whether your wife or husband or whatever. I guarantee you, it ain't that you just do everything. Someone pays the bills. Maybe you guys compromise or y'all do it together. But it's a way that y'all do it. And in some households, it's the way that you guys discipline your children.
But when it starts is you have to really have you have to communicate and
start communication. Like communicate, like people in Congress, they have to communicate. That's why they have all these meetings and some congressional hearings and meetings and stuff like that. They communicate. They communicate their grievances. They communicate what they feel, and then they vote on it. There's some type of order. There's some type of set roles and implementing laws. Like things cannot just be there. If you don't believe in no type of roles, and you're like gender roles, there you got a role at your job.
Yeah.
You have a position that is titled that you do this. If everybody that worked at whatever job that you was in was able to handle and do everything and touch everything, it would the business or what the job that you're in would not run right. It wouldn't work. It would be chaotic. That's what I'm saying. So as far as marriage roles, do you believe that some people think a woman should be at home and just wash dishes and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Some people believe that. But I would say this, it's not wrong.
It's not wrong for them
their
dynamic
for their relationship. Because if they're okay, if she's good with that and he goes and works, hey, and it works for them, it works for them. Like it's not for me to be like, oh, that's wrong. I wouldn't do that.
Right.
That's what she wants to do. That's what he wants to do. They're okay with it. And so be it, leave it at that. And it could be reversed. He can be the dad that stays at home and take care of the house, and she goes to work.
You see that a lot too.
You're starting to see that more.
Mm-hmm. This is to each his own.
Yeah, to whatever works.
And that's what I'm saying. You can't, and you don't really need too many outsiders. Whatever works in your house, whatever works in your relationship, too many outsiders.
Yeah, they come in and try to tell you what you should do in your relationship and how you should do in what you should do in your home.
Yeah, that's why you should keep.
Now, I'm big on that too. I've always pretty much been big on that. Keeping what goes on in your relationship to the two people that's in their relationship.
Right.
There's only 3 people involved in a relationship: man, woman, and God. God, man, and woman.
Absolutely.
And that never changes.
Nope.
I don't care how many times I backslide. God's always. He's always
He got you out of it.
He's always first. So whether it's I'm gonna stand and cook and you go cut the grass. And some people I can't believe he lets us.
I cut
whatever.
grass.
But also it's all about this too. There's a lot of 2-career homes.
Yeah.
Meaning man and woman both have careers that are very valid and then are out there working, because you might need both of the individuals to work, especially depending on what type of lifestyle you want for yourself. That's
right.
Another thing too.
And that's what I was saying earlier about when you were talking about career. Both of my mom and dad had careers, so
it's nothing wrong with it.
It's nothing wrong with it, but it worked for them. She still came home and cooked every day, and my dad still came home with his, with my food. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah, he still wanted to eat, and that.
And you know what? My mom and dad both career individuals. Both are now retired. My dad retired twice from 2 careers, and my mother, man, to this day, and it wasn't like it was when we all was home, because she had children, and she cooked every day, and then it got to the point where like Sundays it lasts, leftovers to maybe on Tuesday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday she'll cook again, and then Fridays and Saturdays. My dad made it to where it was all hot dog. Friday was hot dog day, easy day. It gave my mother a break, and then Saturdays it was either we did like pizza, or if it was that time of the month, my dad was taking us out.
Oh yeah,
see, they don't do that now. They don't do that now these days. They go out all the time. My daughter asks me McDonald's every day. McDonald's was a treat.
It was a treat.
Oh,
it was. Because I could piggyback on that. It sure was. My mom would cook Sunday through Thursday. And then Friday, we would get pizza. And then Saturday, like if my dad was on his good mood, we'll go to Chesapeake.
Okay.
Chesapeake Seafood House. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was good there.
Oh, yes. Or either Bennigan's or, yeah. So it would be, because most of the time Saturdays would be, my mom would go out and go shopping, either get her hair or nails done, and we'll go out shopping and spend the whole day. And then she was like, well, I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking. So, and then my dad was like, well, just, all right, we'll go on to the restaurant, and that would be so fun.
Yep. I look forward to those days. My dad, they did it. He just get dressed,
right?
And we know it's Saturdays after washing the cars, exactly, and all the good stuff. And he's like, "We're going somewhere. We don't know where we're going.
Just get dressed." Yeah. And he'll say, "You got 5 minutes. And if you're not there, I'm not going." And then he's like, "Please don't let me sit on this couch, because if I sit on this couch, I'm not going."
I know, right? They get comfortable.
Yes, sir.
I do that now. I used to do that too.
But now kids eat out. I mean, I know I do it because my son has like a big.
It becomes convenient. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta say, it becomes convenient. I've tried to do that, but as a single parent, I'm gonna tell you, it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's harder to stand to your ground on that and everything. It is very hard. And first of all, kids and families shouldn't be in single. I ain't gonna say shouldn't. It's not designed for one parent to take care of their children. Children needs both.
Yes, but that's if you don't have that parent. You have what you call a village, and I have a just a beautiful village for my son. So I mean, things don't happen the way. Yeah, it shouldn't be. It's not fair for you to have raising a kid by yourself.
Well, it's not fair to the kids.
It's not fair for the kid. I mean, especially when you were brought up.
Yeah, it's hard because I raised my three oldest. I had them like for 15 years, and I ain't gonna lie. I was doing things and thinking that I was kind of sheltering from their mother not being there. But what I came to figure out and find out as they got older, the effects of her actually not being, and I'm getting the brunt of that.
Yeah.
Look at her. She ain't been on long like this. But we gonna go ahead and move it on. But so hey, think about that, y'all. Think about gender roles. All right. Hey, last thing before we get out of here, right? The question of the day. We do a question of the day. The question of the day is, what Black TV show couple do you look at to how you will want your relationship or marriage to be?
Oh my. Does it have to be one?
It could be a couple. It could be a couple of them, two of them. Just give me some.
Well, of course, Martin and Gina.
Really? How do I know that you was gonna say that?
Because you gotta have. If you ever looked at, I mean, everybody has looked at Martin, and you see how they act. The love
and admiration that they had.
Exactly.
And even when they went through stuff, it was so kind of cute. It was funny how Martin would act.
Yes.
He would go crazy when he didn't have no Gina.
Yes. My favorite one when he was in the restaurant and Gina had went on that date with that geek boy, that nerd. And I was like, Gina, come on.
Go back.
He was singing and carrying on, and then he had that Luther Vandross, whoop, and that thing melted Gina, and then they were there tearing their clothes off in the restaurant. That's my favorite episode. And how they play around, and she say, "You go, boy." You go. Yeah. You know how they how they would play, and and how he would. She would never tear him down. If you ever, she never tore him down, even though he would act like a buffoon sometimes.
Right. That is crazy because Mark, he would act like a buffoon. He would do some crazy stuff, and she still
loved with him because she loved him, and it's like how they would play and have that.
It was for
that their homeboys and homeboy girl, that type.
They still
and they end up getting married. You know what I mean? So that would be my first, because I have to have a relationship where you have to play, joke around, and do silly stuff, whatever. Don't be like, oh, I'm gonna.
So don't act like boy. So I mean.
I'm gonna say, you do, but you have your conservative way with it. But sometimes, But to be honest, like, it just works.
It works. Yeah. We don't try.
No,
we're not trying.
No, it doesn't. It just works.
It's still scary for me because I'm not trying. Like and everything, I don't try like you. I get to be me.
But when we, have a little sippy sip, we just be acting, be being ourselves for real.
I'm not a drunk.
We're not drunk.
Winos.
There you go.
There you go.
Wino.
She got me to be a wino.
But then, and also,
so what's another one?
So another one would be, of course, Good Times. James and
really?
Florida. Did you see how they struggled?
Okay, so you can relate to the struggle, the strong man. James is your dad.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yes,
I can see how you look. I can see it.
Yes, sir.
That's y'all.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And if my mom, I wouldn't necessarily say my mom was Florida, because she always had her. She would always. My mom and my dad's dynamic, whatever, was very, said I would base my relationship on it. My mom always, she loved my dad, and they would have their fights and everything. But if you said something wrong about her husband, she'll go off. She can say it. She was very protective when it came to her, because believe it or not, my dad had this problem where he thought that I learned this. I just learned it. he thought that he was kind of slow. And it hit me because it's like, wow, like I would never, if you would ever met my dad, he was very knowledgeable. He would always be in books, nature shows, everything. He was very,
that was one of his insecurities.
yeah, he had an insecurity, but my mom would always lift him up to the point where like, well, Greg, no, you're not this. You just have to do it this way. You know what I mean? Just do it this way. But if somebody else would say like, "Oh, you straight up stupid," my mom would go off, and then vice versa. My dad was more like, "Oh no, you man. You know what I mean? You know." And he loved her. He would protect her, but it's just weird. Like, but when I see James, I see my dad because James. My dad graduated from high school, but James Evans didn't. He was sixth grade education, but he worked his ass off. He had jobs after jobs, yes, and he did not take for pride. And my dad was just that way, blue
collar worker.
Yes, he would work bouncer, Budweiser, job after job after job. My dad had over 10 jobs. I know. Wow. He had 10 jobs, and then sometimes he would come home from his main job with his Budweiser, and then he would take a nap for till about 5, maybe 6 o'clock, then go right back out to do a bouncing job. Or he will do MCI center. That's a DMV thing. Y'all know about that.
I know MCI.
Yeah, the MCI center, he would do that. And that's when we will get those wrestling tickets. Because I was a big wrestling fanatic. So he will make sure we get that.
I mean, I just found that out too, man. That's cool. That is cool. Seriously, that's cool.
Yes.
I can talk wrestling with him.
All day.
That's cool.
But man, my all-time is Ultimate Warrior. But we're not going to get into the next segment. That'll be next one.
Hulk Hogan.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Random. I like Randy Man Matches.
Okay, yeah.
Ric Flair, though. He was in the WWE.
Ric Flair, now see.
Woo! Boy,
he was good.
Can I get 2 claps in the
Or Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, those smug, blonde, blue-eyed. They made the entertainment. But back to the topic. So those would be my 2 shows. That I would basically.
Okay. Man. My shows, as you named 2. The first one that come to mind, honestly, is the Cosbys.
Okay.
And that was because as far as my remembrance, I remember we would sit down as a family and watch the Cosbys show. And how my dad and my mom is, like, especially my dad is a very smart man. Graduated second in his class. My grandmother was a teacher. My grandfather, though, he was a blue collar worker that had multiple jobs.
Right.
And my mom was just a homegirl from Detroit that was pursuing just to be great in their fitness and everything. So, like, how my dad talked to us, it was pretty much like a Detroit style Cosby. But then he had a little James Evans in him because he had this belt that set on his doorknob of his room, and he would put it around his neck. So it was a mixture of that, but we would have our dynamics. If you ask my brothers, when it was dinner time, my dad believed in eating dinner together.
So did my dad.
I think a lot of now that's very important. He believed in eating, especially on Sundays. My mom, she did cook Sunday's dinner and everything, and we sat, and that's where a lot of our conversations came from. So it's that dynamic is very, very important. So, like, looking at the Cosbys and seeing how now we didn't have boys, it was just 3 of us, 3 boys. I can see like the resemblance, and I can honestly see at that time for Black people, like that's what my mom and dad was really. They were trying. That was their their milestone. They was trying to get there. You know, they're young, coming up, trying to raise 3 boys, and my dad really, really, you know, he would handle us in that way. Really wasn't a yeller all the time. When he did yell, it was scary. That's the thing, because he didn't do it all the time. My mom was the yeller. It was whatever. Love you, Mom. But my mom was sometimes she was scared. But yeah, so the Cosbys, and I would say one that my wife and kids with Tisha Campbell, and what is it? Marlon Wayans? Damian Wayans. Damian Wayans. Yeah. And I say that because at this time, you know, I've been married, I have kids and everything, so I always kind of look. It was funny, they dynamics, how much he really like loved his wife, and when I see like a type of husband that I would want to be, and then when your kids getting, I'm that dude that's gonna be in the movie theater. My daughter's dating, and I'm that dude, and she's like talking me off on the ledge, like, come on now. Nope. Mine. I'm like that. So I'm
yes, I see that. I really do.
So I always, then how he was with his son.
Oh my God.
Junior, my son Jaden. That's how it was. I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I'm going through, and everything with my son. So, and they had a funny dynamic, but it was lovely. And he had a way of teaching and everything. And I would experiment in teaching and doing things when, you know, spanking it didn't help. So yeah, those are the 2 families, couples that I actually really look. There's probably more I can think of, but those the 2 that come to mind. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good I don't know, that's a good way to think about it. Like, how would you want to be as far as in your relationship, in your marriage? Think about the Black couples, y'all, or think about just couples in general. Right. We're not just talking to the Black audience too. So, but hey man, ouch. I'm sorry, I started 10. I got these earphones on. Today, special edition, Valentine's Day edition, Real Talk with MRK Coffee in the morning, man. We talked about a lot, discussed a lot, played games. We got to know each other, us as a couple, us as individuals, and it's been great. In closing, man, symbol of love. Remember, symbol of love is all about loving someone for a lifetime, eternity, and love never ends. All right, and your loved ones, love on your loved ones. Always. Let them know that too. Yeah, always. All right, and she is my peace. No, she's my peace, man. Don't she look like peace? Hopefully and pray that it stay like that.
It will. Don't just make me mad.
Okay, make me mad. Gemini. I'm a Gemini. Right. You know, Gemini, we adapt to our situation. Oh yeah. Yeah. So and dude, I've been there too. I'm curious, so I definitely understand. I know. Choosing the wrong person. Try to choose right. Try to, hey, like she said, knowing yourself, who you are, and finding your person. All right, and finding your person and taking your time. Don't be in a rush. That way you won't choose the wrong person. All right, and also, again.
Yeah, also just don't listen to negativity. Wean that out. Go for what you know.
That is true. That's true. A lot of our people that we are surrounded by, even though they love us, sometimes they want to give their own opinions, and sometimes they can push you away from your blessing. Yeah. They can push you away from the person because of
what they have within.
The experience, or even maybe because your past hasn't been good in dating. So they're like, but it's your life, you live it, and you find your happiness. Yeah. All right. Hey, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It's Love Day. Go out there and do your thing and take them out to dinner. Man, make sure it's not too late to get those flowers. I don't want you to be in a doghouse, man.
listen, don't go. If you're going to get flowers, please don't be going to the last bid to get the flowers.
To who?
The last bid. You know when you go to like Walmart and you I'm just going to go ahead and get
They might not have no choice if they ain't got them by now.
I'm telling you, Harris Teeter.
Well, they can't afford that.
I tell you what, then you go to the Dollar Tree and make your own bouquet.
Oh wow, y'all better arts and crafts. Everybody took art in school, right?
Or just go for what you know. Like if maybe she don't like roses, pick this. Not even just this day, and also do this. Not just day, just to be very special, but make sure it's like every day. It doesn't have to be today.
I'm big on that. I'm really not like.
So you see these
big on Valentine's
TikTok. So, you see these TikTok videos where you can have date night at house and whatever. I mean, just make it special for you and your significant other, or with yourself.
Love yourself,
right? I mean, make it special. You know, just.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, just don't go all out for one little day. I know it.
Then they don't do anything for 6 months until their birthday comes up.
I mean, well, no. With me, I pick a day. I do it random. So I mean, because that's just me.
I thought I was good at this, and she got me one time. Because I'm gonna be honest, my last pair, I didn't have that. They didn't do things like that. So when someone is matching like what you are and what you do, it threw me off. Because I told you I used to be a hopeless. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still getting back there. I'm just coming, but it threw me off because I'm not used to someone giving to me. I've always been the one giving.
But see, that's just what I do. That's just who I am. If I find somebody that I'm care about, and my family would tell you too. If I find somebody I'm care about, whatever, I make sure you straight. Whether it's a flower, whether it's a text message or whatever. But that's just me. I'm not saying, you should do it, because you got a lot of people on here saying you should do it. And if that's not them, they got to go for what they know.
I think you find what it is and within you that fits within who you are with.
Right.
That not do things just because society says it, or they do this, or you're supposed to get flowers and everything. Like you said, she may not like flowers. So find something, a favorite candy or something.
Yeah, or just treat people the way that old saying, treat people the way you would like to be treated. I like to give, so I would want somebody to find somebody that gives to me.
We have the same love language.
Exactly.
I learned that. I didn't know that when I was younger. I believe we have the same love language. So in that regard, a couple of them. But
Lord mercy.
I know. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We've been on here very long, 2 hours. That's exact. This is a special Valentine's Day edition, Real Talk with MRK Coffee in the morning. I'm Martez Raphael Kirkland. This is Chastain Isom. All right. Hey, she definitely will be back on again. Y'all take care and have a great day.
Bye.
Great Valentine's Day, and see you.
Happy Valentine's Day, and God bless y'all.
God bless y'all too.